Scientists have observed that the two men were lying close together. It is also believed that they escaped the first phase of the Vesuvius disaster, the volcano eruption that enveloped the city in a cloud of dust. The second part of the disaster was the heat wave of the lava that flowed toward the city and killed them all. Because of the unbearable heat, scientists used radiocarbon dating to estimate the two men's ages. One was about 18 to 25 years old, and the other between 30 and 40. Hey guys, welcome to the new video. If you want to know what happened to Pompeii, grab a cup of tea or coffee, and do not forget to like, comment, subscribe, and press the bell icon for the latest updates. Pompeii was one of the greatest cities in the world. Let us fast forward to the present. The once great city is now covered in volcanic ash, ending its thriving population. Despite the catastrophe, it is almost unbelievable how archaeologists have still managed to study the ruins of Pompeii and discover the ancient lifestyle of the city's inhabitants. Although archaeological discoveries have been made time and again since excavations began in Pompeii, the most recent find has remained in the Forbidden Chambers. Archaeologists are dumbfounded by what the people of Pompeii hid in this forbidden chamber and how it could stay hidden for so many years. How archaeologists in Pompeii broke into a forbidden chamber and made the discovery of a lifetime. A brief look at the history of Pompeii reveals that Vesuvius was destroyed around AD 79 while the citizens of Pompeii lived there. They were unaware of the signs of an impending volcanic eruption in their daily lives. Their ignorance was understandable because they had no idea what volcanoes were. This was because people did not yet know the concept of the volcanic eruption. The Pompeians at that time thought volcanoes were typical mountains and nothing more. So when the volcano erupted, they were unprepared and did not know what to do in such a situation. Therefore, it is believed that only a few people survived by fleeing. The thousands who remained were baked alive by the heat of the lava and buried under the weight of ash and rubble. Pompeii, however, was not the only place to feel the devastating effects of the volcanic eruption. The neighboring city of Herculaneum was also buried under ash and destroyed by the heat, with most of its inhabitants heated to death. This terrible event in ancient Rome was not to be forgotten so quickly, for nature preserved its work for us to discover centuries later. The unfortunate event allowed archaeologists to look into the past and understand the life of the ancient population of Pompeii. We can only thank the one-man dome builder Nico Fontana, the man who discovered the ruins of Pompeii, for this opportunity. More recently, additional excavations have been conducted by teams of archaeologists and scientists. Various artifacts were discovered, and casts were made to preserve the structure of the people buried in the ashes for further study of their anatomical history, cultural concepts, and general lifestyle in the ancient city. Over time, more and more parts of the town were discovered. People began stealing valuable items from the site to sell at exclusive auctions. The authorities responded to the theft, and the government launched an official excavation program in 2017. This program aimed to combat illegal and unauthorized activities at the site, including digging tunnels to access valuable artifacts worth large sums of money, especially on illicit markets. The villas from CB to Juliana were victims of organized looting for many years until the law intervened with the excavation program. Several valuable artifacts were lost to bandits, including some critical items to be found in the village. The excavation program has uncovered some fascinating parts of the city that have been invaluable since the volcano eruption. These discoveries have not only brought valuable information to the world. Still, they have also helped to uncover other interesting facts about the city of Pompeii that can be useful for development research in Italy. One of the significant discoveries made here was that of the slave room in the city's suburbs. The room was found in CV di Giuliana as part of one of the villas. It contained a chamber pot and a chest with fabrics and metal found during the observation of the furnishings of the slave room, along with other items such as beds. From the looks of it, it housed a small family of slaves who worked for a master who lived in this villa. Their job must have been to take care of the horses in the stables and the daily running of the house. This area was protected from thieves and other illegal persons who once carried out excavations. Without any legal basis, the intervention of the competent authorities helped. The treasures of humans and animals around the site continue to be preserved. In the ruins of this room, archaeologists also found kitchen utensils and similar equipment. The director of the Pompeii Archaeological Park, Gabriel Zutriegel, praised the discovery. He said the discovery was unique and different. It brought an opportunity that no one expected, and one of them was the insight and reality of the ancient city of Pompeii. Legends and conquerors have always made history, but when the scientists discovered the slave room and the horses, a fantastic opportunity arose. The deeds of ordinary people may not make it into the history books. Still, with the discovery of the slave room, no one will be left in the dark about how the ordinary citizens of Pompeii were part of Pompeii's historic zoo. Triegel could not hide his excitement at discovering this room, claiming it was more valuable than all the treasures. They must have found over time that the volcano's unique preservation of the human experience here was invaluable, especially as it opened a window to the vulnerable people of ancient society. A year before the discovery of the slave room, the site of the Chiappetta Giuliana Villa was excavated, and archaeologists found relics. They discovered the remains of a slave and his master in one of the villas in what was thought to be a quarter. The remains of the victims were cast and have been kept safely in the villa ever since. Scientists have observed that the two men were lying close together. It is also believed that they escaped the first phase of the Vesuvius disaster, the volcano eruption that enveloped the city in a cloud of dust. The second part of the disaster was the heat wave of the lava that flowed toward the city and killed them all. Because of the unbearable heat, scientists used radiocarbon dating to estimate the two men's ages. One was about 18 to 25 years old, and the other between 30 and 40. The younger man had compressed vertebrae, suggesting that he was probably an enslaved person doing heavy physical labor. At the same time, the other was perceived as the master and had stronger bones with a tunic. He once wore over his bone found and the remains of a partially mummified slave who was freed and rose. The ranks of society, with his hair and bones included, were discovered in August 2017. They were found in the cemetery of Portisano in a tomb outside the main gates of the city of Pompeii. However, it is believed that his grave existed before the volcanic destruction of the town, but it was still a fascinating discovery. On the way out of the city, the mutilated remains of a man were discovered on what was thought to be a beach in